Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you all are great. Today, our lesson will be modal auxiliaries. First, you have to log in using the aplusden.com. Click on your name, move on to grade 6. The chapter is modal auxiliaries, and the lesson will be use the correct modal verb. What does the modal verb show? Alright, so we'll start now. Modal verbs are helping verbs, okay? So, one thing you need to note is that they are helping verbs that express certain condition. Some examples of modal verbs are. So these are some examples of modal verbs that we have. We have may, might, will, would, can, could, must, should. These are examples of modal verbs, and all of them have different ways that you can use them. All right. So for the first one, the verb can shows ability. So you use your modal verb can to show ability. So the verb can shows ability. Nate can ride a bike. So this is it showing an ability that he can do something. The verb could shows passability or request. Laura could do cartwheels when she was younger. Could you bring me that book? So could shows request or passability. The verb may shows possibility, giving permission or request for permission. Ben may be able to come tomorrow. That's a possibility. You may leave early if you have turned in your test, giving permission. Okay. May I be excused from the table? Request for permission. So you have to take note of the different ways to use your modal verb. The verb might shows possibility of something happening. Okay. So Jessica might join the swim team. That's a possibility. And then for must, the verb must shows necessity or near certainty. Thomas must finish the project by tomorrow. After staying up late, you must be tired. So that's near certainty. And then Thomas must finish the project by tomorrow shows the necessity. Then the verb should shows advice or expectation. You should bring your umbrella. We should be finished by noon. All right. So the verb will shows future actions, something that will happen in the future. Mr. Lee will speak at the meeting. All right. And then would shows that what would happen, shows what would happen under a certain condition. So for would, it tells us that this will happen depending on this situation. So I would go if I had the time. So that's for would. So all the modal verbs have different ways that we use them. We just have to be careful while using them. All right, so let's look at some examples. Select the modal verb that best completes the sentence. May I please mash the potato this time? So may, that is showing what? Request for permission. Okay. Dash borrow your map of London. I will make sure to return it after our trip. So that will be me also because that's request for permission. The wedding ceremony in the park dash be over because the park is empty. Should or must be over. So must be over because it shows near certainty. Okay. So we'll move on to the test. Share your answers with me. You and Bunny really dash take my advice and brush your teeth after every meal. So would or should? So you should take my advice and brush your teeth after every meal. Dash, you must. Okay. Dash, you please saddle the horses for Elizabeth and me. Could or must? Could you please saddle the horses for Elizabeth and me? Joey Dash skates amazingly well when she was 6 years old. Cooled on me. So Joey could skate. The wedding ceremony in the park dash be over because the park is now empty. Can or must? All right, so the ceremony in the park must be over. Okay, those tropical plants dash thrive if you water them every day. Would or will? So those tropical plants would thrive. If I ate all those donuts, I dash have a stomach ache. I can or I would. Alright, so I would have a stomach ache. Those berries dash be poisonous, so check with Mrs. Mitchell before you pick them. Might or would. So might be poisonous, so check with Mrs. Mitchell. Mrs. Lopez does have some bandage in the medicine cabinet, but I'm not sure. Miss Lopez can or may. What do you think? Okay, so we have May. Okay. Dash, please borrow your camera for a class project. Would or may I? What's the right one here? All right, so may I borrow your camera? Okay. The cocoon found I found under that leaf dash still be there, but I'm not sure. Let's check. May or can. All right. That leaf may still be there. All right, so that's it for this particular lesson. We'll move on to the next lesson. If you haven't done this, make sure you do this, okay, in your free time. But you can tell me if you have a question before we continue. All right, so we'll continue. So basically, this is just the same thing, but this lesson is what does the modal verb show? All right, so we know the modal verbs, we know the different ways that we can use them. Would shows what would happen under a certain condition, will shows future action, should shows advice or expectation, must shows necessity or near certainty, might shows possibility, may shows possibility given permission or request for permission, could shows passability or request, and can shows ability. Let's look at some examples. Alright, so what does the modal verb show? Select the best answer choice. Clayton and Preston should study together before the big geography test. What? It's an advice. Should. Okay, look at it here. The wet concrete will dry in 3 hours, and it shows future actions. Okay, let's go to the test. Alright, drinking hot cocoa may have health benefits. Necessity or possibility? What do you think? So this is showing possibility may. Okay. If you want the seedlings to thrive, you must plant the seeds when the soil is warm. Possibility or necessity? All right, so necessity. If you take this medicine, your fever should go down. Expectation or necessity. Okay, shows expectation. Everyone is leaving the auditorium, so the award ceremony must be over. Request for permission or near certainty. All right, so near certainty. All right, so the robot made out of DNA might one day be used to fight disease. Possibility or possibility. All right, possibility. We may go skiing tomorrow if there's enough snow. Request a possibility. So possibility. We may go to Times Square for New Year's Eve this year. Request or possibility. So this is also possibility. The wet concrete will dry in 3 hours. Advice of future action. So future action. Could you tell me how to get to the art museum? Request or near certainty. A request. You may cast your vote now, giving permission or necessity. All right, so giving permission. If people didn't litter, our streets and parks would be cleaner. A request for permission or condition. All right, so a condition. You may pick some of these tulips to put in your banquet, so necessity or giving permission. All right, so giving permission. All right, so that's it for a lesson under modal auxiliaries. Can you tell me if you have any questions? All right, so if you have no questions, we'll end now. Try to complete this lesson if you haven't done it. See you all next time. Bye.